What is going on, Yankee fans? I am back at it with another New York Yankees video, and in this video I'm going to talk about last night's debacle and talk about today's ball game in this video. So if you want to, again, if you are a Yankees fan, drop a like and subscribe to the channel before I get into the games. I just wanted to say that please subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video. I really would appreciate it. So anyway, let's get right into yesterday's game, and yesterday's game was a complete disaster as they lost the opener of the series 11-4 to the Washington Nationals, and the game early on looked like it was going to be a tight game. But Jameson Taillon pitched a solid game, 6 1/3, 3 runs. I thought he did very, very good. Had one bad inning where he gave up the 2 home runs, and then after that he shut down the Nats. He pitched really, really well, I thought. And it's always that one bad inning for Taillon. That's really the situation with him. It's always that one bad inning. But outside of that, I thought Taillon was really good. But as for the bullpen, that was the worst I've seen the bullpen all season. Jonathan Loaisiga had nothing. He gave up, I think 4 runs in the inning. Luis Cessa was atrocious in the ball game. The bullpen was bad. The bullpen was really bad. For the second straight game, the bullpen was completely atrocious. But, that was a game the Yankees just needed to, throw it in the trash. Just forget about it and bounce back tomorrow. And that is exactly what they did. They ended up winning the second game 4-3 in extra innings. It was 4-3 in 11 innings. And I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that game, but. As for the offense in Game 1, DJ LeMahieu hit 2 home runs, 2 solo shots out to right field. I get they were both short porch, but still, 2 home runs for LeMahieu, 3 hits. DJ had a great game, but outside of that, the offense was bad. Couldn't really get anything done in that game. I don't remember how the other... And Duhar made his debut, by the way. I don't think he had a hit. He might have. And also Gary Sanchez had a home run in the opener of the series. So, nice to see Gary had a home run. Let's hope he can, looked like 2017 Gary again. So he had a nice home run off of Patrick Corbin. LeMahieu with 2 home runs, but outside of that, the offense wasn't that good in Game 1, and we lost the game 11-4. We did score a run in the 9th on a RBI single by Clint Frazier, but outside of that, the offense was putrid in that game, and again, the bullpen completely fell apart. So that's my reaction for Game 1. That was a bad game. I was disgusted after that game. I was really, 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 really disappointed after that game. But they bounced back the next game. Max Scherzer was on the bump, and we knew it was going to be tough. Max Scherzer, man. It's amazing. At, how old is he, 37, 38 years old? The guy's old. He's been in the league for a long time. He was unbelievable. I mean, he went, 7 1/3, 1 run, 14 Ks for Max Scherzer. Mad Max I love watching Mad Max pitch. Even though he made the Yankees hitters look like fools, I still love watching Max Scherzer pitch. The dude's an absolute beast on the mound. I love how he, gets angry at the hitters and starts cursing at them, I'm going to strike you out, you know what. I thought that was really funny. I love watching Max Scherzer pitch. I really do. I think he's a Hall of Famer for sure, and he pitched a dominant game. 7 1/3 innings, 7 1/3, 1 run, 14 Ks. The only run he gave up was a solo shot to Higashioka. Outside of that, Max Scherzer was just absolutely untouchable, and the Yankees' offense was absolutely anemic until the 9th inning. The offense was terrible. But in the 9th inning, they tied the game. We had, the only run we scored in the game was Higgy hitting the home run. And the Yankees, in the 9th inning, showed some fight. LeMahieu got on base to start the inning. And then we had 2 on. I think we had 2 on with 1 out. We had 2 on with 1 out. Gleyber Torres at the plate, and he lined a single into right field and tied the game up at 2 apiece. So now we go to extra innings, tied up. The Yankees could not walk it off in the 9th. They only tied it up. We go to the 10th inning. Trey Turner to sacrifice fly. Just like that, we're down 3-2. But to walk out of the 10th inning only down 1 run because of the extra innings rule, it's really not that bad. Bottom of the 10th inning with I think it was Frazier on second, and Mike Ford at the plate, a guy who has not hit a beach ball this year, gets a 3-1 pitch and lines it through the left side, a ground ball single, ties the game up at 3, and then we go to the top of the 11th. Justin Wilson, who's been really bad this year, comes out of the pen, and he is my unsung hero for this game. He pitched a great inning, goes 1-2-3, strikes out Castro to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 11th, the Yankees load the bases with nobody out. I was like, there's no way they're going to mess this up, right? Well, Gleyber Torres steps up to the plate, and he hits it off the end of the bat, a little dribbler down the left field line, and it was just enough to bring home DJ LeMahieu, and the Yankees win 4-3 over the Nationals and even up the series at a game apiece. Honestly, I had no faith that they were going to win this game, but the Nationals' bullpen's really bad, and the bullpen for the Nationals imploded in this game, and the Yankees took advantage and won the game in 11 innings, 4-3 over the Nationals. So the series is tied up at 1 apiece. We played a really bad game. We played a really bad game the first game in the series, but today we bounced back, played. It was an ugly game. I'll admit the offense still wasn't that great, but we found a way to win, so that's all that matters. And let's hope the Yankees. Let's hope Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner open up their wallets, and trade for Max Scherzer. Well, they're not going to pay him, but let's hope they can get a trade done at the deadline for Max Scherzer. Because I think it's pretty obvious that if the Nationals aren't playing well at the deadline, they're going to trade Max Scherzer. The Yankees better make a trade for this guy. This guy is an absolute beast on the mound. I want this guy in pinstripes by the deadline. I really do. I mean, if you watched him pitch today, he was dominant against one of the best lineups in the league. He was absolutely dominant. We have got to trade for this guy. We have to. There's going to be people saying, oh, he's washed. He's not going to be able to pitch at Yankee Stadium. How do you do today? We have got to pitch to this. We have got to trade this guy. We have to trade for him. You know, I really hope they get a trade done for Max Scherzer at the deadline. If he's available. If he's not available, then forget it. But if we can trade for Max Scherzer at the deadline, this pitching staff could be really, really good. And if you look at the pitching staff to start the season, it was slandered. Again, it was slandered by a lot of opposing fans. It's been great this year. The pitching staff has been very solid to start the season. So I really hope we can make a trade for Scherzer at the deadline. Let's hope Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman can find a way to get a trade done at the deadline. But anyway, back on topic. Yankees win 4-3 in the second game of the series, and they lose the opener of the series 11-4. Bad game in Game 1. Tyon pitched well, though, and a great game for DJ. But outside of that, bad game in Game 1. Loaiza really, really struggled. And then as for Game 2, Corey Kluber was on the mound, and he was great. I thought Corey Kluber did a very solid job. He went 5 2/3, 2 runs. The second run he gave up wasn't really his fault. It was Castro. He got a hit that beat the shift. So it wasn't really necessarily Kluber's fault that he gave up the run there, but he gave up a 2-out, 2-run single. A 2-out RBI single to Starlin Castro, former Yankee. Made it a 2-1 Nationals lead and gave up and walked in Juan Soto to make it 1-0. But outside of that, I thought Kluber pitched very, very well. Again, back-to-back starts where Corey Kluber's been really, really solid. 3 in a row, actually. He pitched really well against Baltimore. He pitched dominant against the Tigers and had another solid outing against the Nationals. As for the bullpen was great. Chad Green bounced back outing after the rough one against Houston. Chad Green pitched a really good game today. Lucas Letkeep was phenomenal. 2 innings, no runs. I don't think he even put a man on base in this game. Lucas Letkeep was really, really good. And then as for Chapman came in at the 10th, gave up the run, but again, the runner on second rule is stupid. I don't even know why it exists, but Chapman gave up the sac fly to Turner, and then I think that's the first run he's given up all year. But again, take it with a grain of salt because the extra innings rule exists. I don't know why, but it does. He gave up the sac fly to Turner, made it 3-2, and then Justin Wilson came in for the 11th and pitched a great scoreless inning. So that's kind of the recap for today's ball game. So that is going to do it for this video, as the Yankees are now 17-16 on the season, as they lose the first game and win the second game against the Washington Nationals, as the Yankees look to win the series tomorrow with Domingo on the mound against Joe Ross on Mother's Day tomorrow. So let's hope the Yankees can find a way to win the series. And let's hope Domingo can pitch well. So that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace. Go Yankees.